Hey guys, welcome to Tips and Tricks. Today we're going to show you how to build a quarantine tub, and these are the things you're going to need. Size appropriate Sterilite tub, a zip tie, some bedding, cheap homemade hides from the dollar store, 2 food storage containers, your wife's beautiful hot glue gun, a pair of snips, some foil tape, a drill and step bit, 2 pieces of ceramic tile, high quality cleaners such as F10 and paper towels, heat tape, a temp gun, cheap on-off thermostat, and a rheostat. First thing you're going to do is start drilling some vent holes around the outside to let some of the humidity out and air in. The reason we use the step bits is because it drills through the plastic and it's less likely to create cracks down the side. Unclean your tub. Next step is going to be to apply the heat tape. Now that we have our heat tape applied properly, our next step is to glue in the water dishes. We're going to grab one of our food storage containers and we're going to hot glue it into the cold side of the tub. Now we put our second water bowl inside the first one that's nice and secure to prevent the snake from tipping it over. We then drill 2 smaller holes, that way we can run the zip tie through and secure the thermostat wire in place. The reason I like the Sterilite tubs is because they have this nice groove right on the inside that's roughly the same diameter as the thermostat's probe. The reason that's important is because when we put this tile in here, we want it to sit flat right between the tile and the heat pad. The reason I add a second tile is because I think it provides a little bit better of a temperature gradient. It gives a little bit for the heat to radiate off of, and it'll allow the snake to thermoregulate. Now we're going to slide our bedding in. This is just a unprinted, unbleached newspaper type material. Works great. Next step is to plug your heat mat into your rheostat, and then your rheostat into your thermostat. Okay guys, we're going to throw in a couple hides, one on the hot side, one on the cold side, and then the only thing left to do is adjust your rheostat and thermostat to the proper temperature gradients for your snake. How I set my rheostat is with my digital temperature gun pointed at the heat mat. I turn the rheostat on low and I wait until it reaches the temperature that it's going to. I then turn the rheostat up, wait a few minutes and check again until my temperature is 2 to 5 degrees above the temperature that I want. Because remember, this is a fail-safe. We want our thermostat to regulate the temperature, but if that thermostat breaks, we want this to keep your snake from getting too hot. Next, you're going to set your thermostat to the required temperature of your snake, and always remember to double check it with the heat gun. The reason I use the tile in here is simple. It likes to heat up and it likes to hold its heat better than just a plastic tub. So when you're using these cheap on-off thermostats, you're going to get a lot of thermal regulations. It could be up, down, up, down, up, down. But this tile kind of allows it to stay at a little more consistent heat. It takes a little longer to heat up, but once it gets there, it'll hold the heat better, it'll be more consistent, and it'll actually radiate the heat a little bit more as well. Alright, the reason I use 2 water dishes is very simple. It's because I can glue this one to the bottom, keep the snake from flipping it over, spilling it, and I can still take this one out to clean it when the snake makes a mess of it. You could also use a heavy ceramic water bowl for a dog or a cat, which works fine. I just prefer these because it's a cheaper option. The best place I've found to get hides is at the dollar store. I just pick up something small like this salad bowl or this oil pan. I take my tin snips and I cut a hole in it, make sure there's nothing sharp left over. If there is, I take a little bit of sandpaper and sand it out, make sure there's nothing sharp, nasty there. They work real great, solid, they fit just about anywhere, and heck, this oil pan even works for my male boas. So the reason we built everything the way we did is very simple. It's to keep everything clean and easy to monitor. When I put this paper in here, it may not absorb like coconut husk or something, but what it is going to do is it's going to allow me to see if there's any mites that are crawling off the snake. It's going to let me take a good look at any kind of feces or anything that the snake has in the tub. It's going to allow me to monitor my snake, to make sure it doesn't have any respiratory infections, to make sure that it doesn't have any weird neurological issues. And it's very clean, easy to wipe down, and very easy to prepare. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the first episode of Tips and Tricks. We just kind of touched on some things that we've learned over the years and stuff that works for us. If there's anything you're curious about, please leave it in the comments below, and we'd love to make a video about it. Show you what works for us, and hopefully it'll work for you too.